Hello and welcome to Final Show Films. Before you enjoy the following production, there's just a few things I'd like to get out of the way first. Starting off, I'd like to thank all of our patron supporters, especially $5 tier supporters, Waterflame and Samantha Bates. If you'd like to support us, you can do so on our Patreon at patreon.com/fsfilms, as well as by following me on Twitter at Johnny Bates, following and subscribing to us on Twitch, twitch.tv/Senstaku, on YouTube, youtube.com/Senstaku, and on any of our podcast feeds, links to which you can find on my Twitter account. Thank you once again for tuning in, and I hope you have a good time. Bye.
Okay, we should be live.
Hello, everyone. Welcome this evening to yet another episode of Changeling the Lost in Grover Green, Final Show Films, Changeling, World of Darkness Chronicle. I am your storyteller for the night. I am Jack. I will be playing the city of Baltimore and all of its inhabitants, with the exception of with the exception of five. Starting off our cast of characters tonight, we have Jeremy.
Hello, my name is Jeremy. I am playing Adele Elizabeth Hamilton, the Darkling Greyfly.
And Mara.
Hi, I'm Mara, and I'm playing Liz, the Wizened Oracle.
And William.
Hi, I'm William, and I'm playing Fades, the Ogre Gristle Grinder.
As well as Holly.
I'm Holly. I'm playing Lark, the Beast Windwing.
And Aaron.
Hi, I'm Aaron. I want to acknowledge the stream may be having some technical issues, but,
It's fine now.
okay. And
It was
I'm
during the intro video.
playing Mira, the fairest Kairugan, and I'm not doing the voice right now because my jaw hurts.
That's legit.
Yep.
So, when last we visited Baltimore with the company of these changelings, they were finishing up their second open night at the Night Gallery, the nightclub that they all run. There was a run-in with law enforcement that definitely took a turn for the evening. The police, the Baltimore PD, was apparently there to question one Neurophyrus, a person of interest, apparently, in some level of investigation or whatever. And the Motley decided that having Nero talk to the cops, of which his fetch is a member, probably not the best idea. So they took steps to, shall we say, obstruct the investigation. All of which devolved with gunfire inside the club and Liz being arrested and processed as the newest inmate in the Western District Precinct. Phone calls were made to lawyers, which were unfortunately not answered, but voicemails were left. And we are picking up now back in the Night Gallery, where a number of you are still trying to figure out what the actual fuck you're supposed to do. But before we get to that, a radio clicks on upstairs. And a voice says, "The great tragedy of life is that to prosper, we must needs deprive others of that which we wish to possess. Each mouthful of bread, each dime in the pocket, each lungful of air is one which cannot also be consumed by another. But what of love? What of liberty? What of wisdom? What of safety? Such a pity that when these resources are envisioned as though holding them requires us to deprive others of their comfort. Such are the marks of misers and tyrants, cowardly and the rapacious. But as in all things, time is the great equalizer, until history itself is the only guardian of their bones." And partway across the city, in a jail cell, Liz, you sort of sit up to regard this semi-frazzled-haired woman in reasonably tattered and stained clothing, who's looking directly at you with a very intent gaze. fucked up your eye there, huh?
Yeah. Stuff happened. Who are you?
Maybe we'll get to that later. I've been having a weird week and jailhouse speed dating, not really my thing.
Okay. Cool. So she knows that I'm if not a changeling, at least not normal. Can I tell if she's what she's seeing? Like the way that Nero did watching the flames flicker?
What do you
My form
have
doesn't
in your
change.
mien that might attract her attention?
So she's noticed my eye, which and this is up to you, storyteller. I don't know if that shows up in my mask or how it shows up in my mask.
How it shows up in your mask is generally that of just you have your eyeball there. It's just got that kind of clouded appearance over it.
Okay. It's just like a cataract. All right.
Like a heavy cataract in that eye.
Okay.
But it's not like your mask doesn't show any scarring or any sort of trauma or anything. It literally looks just like a cataracted.
Yep.
So what's the story there? And please tell me it has something to do with you, something to do with the bits of you that aren't flesh. Looking at certain parts of your exposed fingers where the joints are a little altered.
Yeah. No, that was part of it. Stuff happened.
Stuff happened, or stuff was happened to you?
Second one. I got. It wasn't fun. But here now. How most people can't see that.
Yeah, I'm starting to pick up on that being a fairly prevalent thing.
You said one of. Have you seen others like me?
You ask a lot of questions for somebody who just showed up.
Okay.
But in deference to your inexperience with businesses of this nature, not until about a week ago, I'm having a very interesting past few days. Which is why I got arrested for drunk and disorderly. What about you?
Attacking a police officer.
Oh, you went straight for the nuts, didn't you?
Yeah, well, they were going after my friend, so.
Bit of advice. Sometimes, depending on the situation, sometimes it's best to let them have their go at your friend, and then you guys can, wrap up sprained ankles in the safety of your own home rather than direct confrontation plus law enforcement usually ends in their favor.
Yeah. Well, that's in the past now, so. Learned.
Now,
Are we the only two in here? There's no one else.
Yes,
that can
currently,
listen on
yes.
this? Okay. Cool. No, I just knew that he would get stuck. This would probably happen to him, because.
And you thought having it happen to you would be better?
He'd rather die. So.
Okay. Well, that escalated quickly.
Mm-hmm. So I figured.
You figured
This was better.
because you're not going to die.
Well, that's hopefully. I mean, there's worse things that
Hopefully,
could
it's a
happen.
good place to start, I suppose.
There's worse things that could happen, but I don't.
Probably there are.
Mm-hmm. It's. Yeah, no. I saw handcuffs, so didn't want that to happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'm
So-
not exactly a fortune teller by any stretch, but I think you'll probably be in here for a while with that sort of activity.
How long?
Assault on an officer of the law in Baltimore? They're probably going to try and throw all sorts of books at you.
Okay.
Feel free to settle in for a long wait. As the door bangs open, almost as to give the lie to her words, Blue, Alexandra,
Yeah.
let's go.
Okay. I stand up.
No.
Where?
Step over to the door,
Okay. I go.
hand out. They put a single cuff around your wrist. Another one comes in, slides the door open. They pull you out, cuff the other wrist behind your back.
Mm.
The woman in the cell sort of just gives you a look as you go, a little wave of her fingers, shrug. And you are marched down a couple of halls into... How much television has Liz watched since she's been back?
A fairly large amount, I imagine.
Then you would definitely recognize a fairly stereotypical interrogation room.
Yep.
You're put down, cuffed to the table.
Mm-hmm.
There's a plainclothes in there, badge around his neck. He also is eating a cheese stick. So, let's get started then. Go ahead and close the door. Door swings shut. There's the mirrored glass behind you and behind him.
Mm-hmm.
So you're Alex, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. You friends with this neurovirus?
Yeah.
Where's he at?
I don't know. He's probably left.
Uh-huh. Where does he live?
I don't know.
Okay. You can play that if you want. What's his job there?
He does. He did security.
Okay, so security, right? What kind of vehicles do you drive?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Car, truck, motorcycle, what? Come on.
He drives a motorcycle, right? I try to remember. Yeah.
Yes, he does.
Motorcycle.
All right. What's your job there?
Maintenance.
Oh. Good. You're a girl who cleans up other people's messes, huh?
No, sometimes other people do.
All right. So you fix the things that other people break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Satisfying line of work, in your opinion?
Mm-hmm.
Good, good. You ever wish people would just take better care of their shit, though? I mean,
No.
no? You think things are better broken?
No. But it's nice to be able to fix things.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, what I mean, like, sure, general wear and tear, car maintenance, that sort of thing, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Now, for what it's worth, Mr. Nero is, he's a bit more than general wear and tear, if you take my my meaning. Not the sort of thing that somebody should be responsible for cleaning up after somebody else for. Now, you definitely impeded an investigation. Certainly carries a pretty significant sentence with it. Wouldn't be surprised if we could help the DAC fit to cutting you a deal as long as you can at least give us some actionable intelligence on Mr. Fires. Address? Phone number? What you got?
I don't know. I don't know.
You trying to tell me that the maintenance individual responsible for does not have access to the phone number for the head of security at the same establishment?
No, I just yell really loud.
Mm-hmm.
If I need him.
Okay. Has he ever called you?
No.
He's never called or texted you saying he needs help.
Text.
Oh, okay. Sticks his head out. Yeah, she's got his number. He's got a number on the phone, so that'll be enough for a warrant. Search the phone. Shuts the door. So, how would you categorize your relationship with Mr. Fires? Generally, somebody doesn't go out of their way to assault a police officer unless they feel rather strongly about the individual in question.
Friend.
He's your boyfriend, okay.
No. Friend.
He gives you a look. Could you be a little more specific then?
He's a good friend.
All right. Well, like I said, as long as you're willing to voluntarily cooperate, we can probably knock that 5-year down to probably 30 days, including time served. As long as you provide us with at least some marginally helpful information. So, anything you can think of off the top of your head?
He's probably left.
Yeah, we covered that. That's not exactly helpful. It's like me asking where I can find a good restaurant and you saying, well, not in here. So, potato, potato. You help me, I'll help you.
Celissa started fidgeting a lot.
Which is about when the door slams open. And a rather short man, kind of pudgy, definitely balding on top. He's wearing a necktie, which is sort of askew a little bit, and he's kind of trying to button the coat. Officer, I'm going to have to demand that you cease interrogating my client forthwith. She does not consent. I am her attorney, and you will stop this interrogation immediately. We are going to discuss bail. Wilfred Abercrombie, Esquire. Don't make me say my name twice, son.
I love this man already.
And the officer, who is the detective, who by now has finished his cheese stick and is very insulted by being referred to as an officer, which even Liz can probably tell was definitely an intentional move on Abercrombie's part. Immediately rolls his eyes, groans. Take her to the desk. Let's get this paperwork out of the way. Well, Miss Blue, you seem to have found yourself in a spot of trouble, so we are going to get you processed down here on bail as soon as possible. Now, I advise you to keep your mouth goddamn shut from this point forward. Please excuse my French. I did just get woken up, and I'm more than a little drunk. And he will walk you to the processing desk. At which point we switch back to the night gallery, where Adele and Mira are starting a family meeting.
Adele does take a moment to go grab the radio and throw it over the over the second floor balcony. I'm getting annoyed by that thing. There will be other radios.
No. Okay.
So you literally just drop it onto the floor?
It's like, because there's nobody here anymore. Just like, whoosh.
I do hope we
Going
have
to
the
murder you.
opportunity to clean that up before Liz gets back. I don't think it would be good for her stress right now. I think you may have muted yourself when saying something.
Oh, sorry. I didn't mute
You're
myself.
muted.
Just
Yeah.
am I muted?
You're
No,
not
we can hear
muted
you.
now.
Mm-mm.
Interesting. I didn't do anything. First we have to get her back, and that put me in a mindset where I can think now.
Of course.
I'm glad that destroying the thing that Liz has been trying to fiddle with for the past couple of weeks was what you needed to think.
Yeah, she's gonna be pissed at you.
She can be pissed as long as she's here.
So, God, not doing that fucking voice. I think that it is going to be important and valuable for us to first, I think it's last week, talk through what happened from each of our perspectives, and with that basis of all having the same base information, figure out what we need to do now. So, let's start. I don't know exactly when this started, so let's start a little ways back from it. Let's start when Neo got up on stage. Who would like to go first, recounting how they experienced things?
I wasn't actually here for that session out of game.
That's a problem.
Yeah, I know that.
What Phage would have seen was the closing piece for the evening was Neo up on stage, accompanied by, or accompanying, I should say, Sally Halfpence in her final song, which really brought the house down. And then everybody just sort of murkering about a bit until the cops started showing up, apparently.
Neo and Sally played a barnstormer, and then everybody started to mill about until police showed up. Let's perhaps step forward to police showing up.
Okay, and that's your version of the story. That's fine. I think it might be valuable that at anything that was happening right when the police showed up that we don't know about, that led to less efficient crisis reaction, and be part of this discussion overall.
Mira, Perhaps now is not the time to reflect on ways we could do things differently in the future when one of our own is grabbed by what I am almost certain is the fetch of one of our other people who has the power of the mortal law enforcement system behind them.
I agree
There
with
is
it
a
all.
time there's a time for reflection. And we should definitely do that.
We need to get this out as soon as possible.
And
I
to
have
do
called
that, we need to understand what
Hi,
happened.
culture guy.
What I know happened is that I was helping Neo with, no offense, slightly ill-conceived harvesting-related sickness. And suddenly, I received a text saying the cops were here. And it seems like everyone's plan was a bit of a clusterfuck, like of us all doing different things and not really communicating our general objectives or delegating properly. All things that are important, not just day to day, but especially in urgent situations. I want to get Liz back, but to get Liz back, we all need to understand how we lost her. I know that...
Mira, give me a manipulation and persuasion.
I can spend glamour on this.
Yes, you can.
Can I spend both a glamour and a willpower on this?
Yes, you can.
Cool. That's gonna be 4 extra dice.
Cool.
Six successes.
All right. So everybody, going forward, Mira has expressed her opinion that in times of crisis, it's helpful to communicate and work as a team and a unit. And this still qualifies as a crisis, and therefore teamwork and unity probably very good to maintain moving forward. 6 successes worth of that. So do with that what you will. Continue.
She speaks as someone who might have a lot of experience with this kind of situation. Yeah. I can go. I know that, like I said, I was helping Nero out. I believe that Lark was with me for a bit of this. Received a text. He thought the best thing to do would be to head upstairs to make sure Nero was doing all right, and potentially help out if anyone was needed to talk with the police, as I am fairly good at persuading people. I realized that this is something I definitely overextended on a bit. After that, I tried to offer medical help to try and intercede in a way that demonstrated myself as not a threat to any party involved. That didn't work. The lights went out. I went outside and he got some information from the police. I got confirmation that they were the ones that fired shots, which, yes, we all knew, but was helpful for them to specifically confirm. He got some information about what they wanted. Who wants to go next?
The cops showed up. I tried to distract them. They went upstairs. I was with them. Apparently, Edlis did something that they interpreted as assault. You all saw what happened next.
I was with Neo. Mira left. Lights went out. Gunshot. Went outside, screamed at some stupid cops.
And William wasn't actually here, but Faye did shut the lights off.
No,
No, that was me.
that was William was there for that.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yeah.
Because remember, we cut last week. We cut back to the beginning of that episode to
Right.
recap everything.
Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
The police showed up, and I was going to try and run interference, but couldn't get to them through the crowd until after Liz had pulled her stunt and was in the middle of being arrested. After a gunshot was fired, I decided that the best way to potentially delay them was with something that they couldn't exactly pin on any one of us because it wasn't exactly natural, and all of us were in the area, those of us who have access to the power grid. And in the momentary distraction of them while they were dealing with Liz, got Nero out of the building until they were gone.
So, my takeaway from my experiences and what I'm hearing now is that we all had good intentions and good plans. Unfortunately, all of us had plans that were going in slightly different directions in such a way they collided with one another and didn't end up helping. Everyone wanted to delay the cops, but everyone was going about slightly differently, and that just ended up with more agitated, already dangerous enemies. We all want Nero to get to safety, but the way we went about that wasn't necessarily the most efficient.
Mira, dear, congratulations. We have just spent 5 minutes speaking out what we all already know. I'm well aware. We were in an unfortunate situation. I apologize for my snarkiness. We're a little stressed at the moment. We were in a difficult situation where we did not have time to organize as a group. To be frank, I think we did fairly well considering the circumstances.
It's understandable to deflect and to be defensive in a situation like this.
Adele walks out of the room.
Okay.
But
Are
that
you
is
gonna follow
exactly
her?
why this sort of thing happens.
No, in exactly this particular moment, this sort of thing happens because unfortunately Liz does not always make the best calls.
And that's why... I'm sorry, I lost my temper.
No, please. I want someone to yell at me so I have an excuse to yell back.
That's why I won't be yelling. The reason
You're
I
really
wanted
bad
this-
at this de-stressing thing.
If I wanted you to de-stress, you would be zoned out. You would not care about the world around you, and you would be fine to just accept that things were going to happen for a little bit, and you were going to be in a calm, zen place. That's not what I want. What I want right now is for us to have this conversation. Ideally, I would have loved to have it with Liz here, but us to have this conversation. So when we get Liz back, and we get Nero back, and we get Neo back, we can have this conversation about how it is important for us to coordinate and to think about things in a somewhat unified...
Mira?
When everyone's shooting arrows, we shoot each other.
You've been in this motley for a few days. You don't know how we coordinate yet.
No, I don't. But and I might not remember it properly. But I know how I know I've been in these situations before. I know that I've lost people and needed to get together a team and figure out what to do about that and how to respond into it and get all of the information, even though it doesn't feel like the most productive thing to be doing, before you run out and make the situation worse by someone capsizing in a rescue boat because they didn't know the details of. It strikes me that yes, I'm probably not familiar with the plans and experiences, and I don't know how you think as a group. But in the time that I've been here, it does strike me that we could be doing better. That's not to say anyone's doing anything wrong. But that doesn't mean there isn't improvement that can be made.
Here's a hint. No one in this entire motley takes kindly to a lecture. And Phage leaves the room.
No one takes kindly to a lecture. That's why.
Neofly sort of pushes himself to his feet. Yeah, I need to. I was not gonna be able to help the way I was, so I just tried to batten down and but probably gonna need some rest.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Adele, as you've left the room, you get a text. It's Abercrombie. Can you talk now?
I text back yes.
Phone rings within about 10 seconds.
Darling, you are my savior. Please.
Mrs. Hamilton, why the fuck am I getting dragged out of bed?
So, a dear close friend of mine.
You don't have any close friends. Try again. Anyway, what does this friend of yours need?
Has been arrested at my club for you're going to get a sizable amount of money for this.
All right. What do I have to prove that? What do I have to doubt that she did?
Allegedly assaulting a police officer and resisting arrest.
Cap.
I am going to be sending you a video.
Okay.
That will probably not be very useful in terms of securing. Well, I will let you make that legal judgment, but at the very least, the police officers who were here do not look particularly good in regards to it. They were here seeking an entirely different employee who was not present. And I'm not entirely sure of the exact details. However, she is currently in custody at whatever the place that they said that
right, Western District Precinct. Yep.
As much as is possible, and I realize there are limits, I need you to try and fix this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, yeah. Send me whatever video you have. I assume
Yes.
it's of the incident or at least the aftermath. And
It's the aftermath.
okay. Yeah, I'll see what I can do, and I'll get my ass down to the WDP, and we'll see if we can't spring your girl. What's her name?
I'm sorry, I legitimately. What is
Alexandra Blue
yes,
is
Alexandra?
her. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Well, we'll get little Alexandra out of the slammer as quick as we can.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Just make sure the check's in the mail.
Absolutely.
Good night.
Yeah, when she hangs up, her shoulders just completely slump. Turn around. My man is on the case. If anybody can get her out, he will.
That to Phage as she was leaving the room?
That was to whoever's behind. So, Lark.
Lark followed
Yeah.
Adele out. So what do we do now?
We try to figure out who's behind this. I mean, I assume. I have very strong assumptions.
You mean who's behind the arrest?
Yes. I have very strong
Probably
assumptions, but
Nero's fetch.
we should never assume in our world.
True.
This could be something completely unrelated, where anything from one of our own people who has influence in somebody from the freehold who has influence within the police, to, on a related note, whoever's behind these disappearances that we are supposedly looking into, to anything as high as even perhaps keepers. Who knows? The most obvious connection is the fetch. We should have murdered it a long time ago. But
The
we need to
cops were
find out.
talking to somebody
Yes,
in
yes,
that
they
cop
were.
car.
I
before
couldn't
they
get a
took her
good
off.
look. It's not on video.
All right. No, I didn't see either. I just saw they were talking to someone.
Ideally, we should try to find out what pretense they had for coming to try and arrest him. I'm not
Give me
entirely
an intelligence and let's say investigation.
okay. Intelligence. Ooh, I actually have some investigation. All right, this might be stretching, but journalism as a specialty?
I'll give it to you for this one, actually. Yeah.
And that means I get
a single extra die.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Two successes.
Hey.
So when you spoke to the officers initially, before they'd even gotten into the club, they had said they needed to speak with
right.
Nero. Observing their actions afterward, you have a feeling that whatever the discussion was probably would have ended in his arrest. They would have figured out a way to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
But they didn't necessarily already have a live warrant on him. Otherwise, they probably wouldn't have taken as much time as they did coming in.
True.
But yeah.
That means this might not actually be. There might not have actually been anything really official behind this. Maybe. Well, it's certainly glad I have video so we can identify these police officers involved. and find out where they might go to.
Which is about when you get a text back. Saw the video. I can make something happen with this.
Again, text back, you are the best. I have people I can distribute this to and make this very, very difficult for those police officers. Besides, the usual YouTube sort of thing. I don't know if I want to play that card yet, though. Even I should probably see what my man can do to get this out first. I will go back, find everybody else, and inform them of the updates we have.
Okay. So Phage, Mira, Lark are all updated. Phage, what are you up to now that you stepped out of the room?
Mira was gonna go hide.
Mira was going to go where?
She was going to just be as Dawn as possible.
Okay.
Legit.
Phage is going to step out to the bar, pour a drink, especially now that the sign has changed. Because I don't remember where it was when it last stood, but it's not there now.
Nope, it's clear.
Down it. And then see
Give
Adele.
me a resolve and composure -2.
Okay. Resolve, composure. I don't get 9 again. I don't get 10 again on that.
Nope.
One success.
Okay.
And spot Adele, see that she's in the middle of phone call. And then go find Paige.
Okay. Paige is actually seated down closer to the stage at this point, on near one of the tables. Will Turnover has definitely made his way around and has been shutting things down for the most part, although it's not entirely swept up yet. So she's just sitting there with a mostly empty cocktail glass in her hand. There's like 2 other chairs already upended on the table itself, and she's just sitting in the one that's not there. Okay.
So if you need a ride home.
Something for me or you? And you look down in your hand. You don't even remember pouring yourself another drink.
If I'm going to be driving you home, that'll have to be for you.
Well, this one's almost empty anyway. And she takes it. Yes. Bed sounds good. Are you staying over, or do you need to do more around here?
Give me like 5 minutes.
Okay.
And I go find Adele.
Mm-hmm.
Adele,
Yes.
particular plans for the rest of the evening?
At this point, my lawyer is on his way down to speak with. Well, impress my will upon the police officers.
Good.
Hopefully that will be able to at least get Liz free. We will see. For now,
If anyone can...
he has the video of what happened.
Well, if anyone can break open the police department, it'll be a lawyer who doesn't give 2 shites.
Yes, I mean a lawyer who is completely lacking in morals. Yes, he's really perfect. In the meantime, I mean, we shouldn't plan any kind of attempt to break out unless that fails, so I think we're good for now.
We have a goblin market tomorrow night.
Oh dear, yes.
So I figured I'd remind you of that one before I go spend the evening with my girlfriend, who is currently very drunk.
Yes, I imagine... I noticed... Yes, go if just keep your phone nearby if you need anything. But...
Will do. You know what? I'm not going to say it. I'll put that one away back in my mind. It's actually not worth saying.
Very well.
But I will note, tonight was a goth night, and we had a run-in with the police.
Yes.
Ironically, that might actually help in certain crowds with the reputation.
Yes. No. There are. As I said, if my man cannot get free, there are things I can do. There are people I know that I can. But
I'm just saying a reputation for the bar.
oh yes,
but...
business. No, yes, business will be very good.
Business will be very, very good.
We are going to advertise this in subtle ways.
We are not fixing that part of the railing.
Let's just say, when it is time to upload that video to YouTube, it won't just be going on the activist boards. It will be posted as viral marketing.
Do we have a YouTube channel for this bar yet?
Probably.
I'm gonna say not yet. You don't.
Okay.
If we don't, we should. And I'm glad we're on the same page with this.
Mm-hmm. Have a wonderful night.
All right. See you tomorrow.
Yes.
And then I go.
All right.
Or Paige.
Okay.
So
you take Paige home. Fade to black. Mm-hmm.
So Jack, I wanted to scoop up the radio and all of the bits of it that may have fallen off as carefully as possible, and then just disappear somewhere, hopefully that they don't find me for a moment.
Give me a... I'm gonna say manipulation and stealth roll.
Great.
Nice.
Because that isn't a roll I don't have dice in. But 0 successes.
Okay. So a couple people see Mira cleaning up the bits and then just heading upstairs. Mira, you're looking for a place to hide. And you just keep going in and in and in. And then you start thinking about places you've been here before. And honestly, the most concealed place that you can think of is that back spiral staircase where you swore your court oath with Ledger on opening night. So you push the door open and let it shut behind you. And there's a little bit of emergency lighting in here, but it's simply a spiral staircase leading up to a hatch towards the roof.
Yeah, I'm not going to go up there because I don't know if this will get damaged if it goes outside.
I mean, you have it kind of like wrapped up in, I'll say, either probably a paper bag inside a plastic bag at this point.
Okay. In that case...
But yeah, that's still your choice.
Why not? I'll head up.
Okay. It's got a unidirectional latch to it, to where you can push it open to get out, but it definitely looks like it will lock as soon as it drops. There is, as you push it up and look around, though, there's definitely a few pieces of scrap wood just sort of sitting there, ostensibly probably for this very purpose of propping it open.
Yeah, that works. I'll slide something in. look around. Oh, that was the sound of the wood. Okay.
People are sleeping. God.
I'll look around.
There's a very large raven perched there, kind of like trying to ruffle his head back under his wing.
Oh, you're Lys's friend. You came by. Fuck. Yeah.
If you come by the place you live?
That's fair. No, I meant you came by our house earlier.
Oh, yes, I did. Didn't catch your name, I don't think. Are you part of the gang?
At the moment, I'd suppose legally speaking would be the right term. They seem to hate me, but...
Trouble, huh? All right, before we go any further, I have to ask, what's your opinion on switchblades?
I don't own one.
But, okay, no, we're probably going to get along just fine.
I am really sorry that happened to you.
So now it's common knowledge, is it? Fantastic. She's a shit.
She can be difficult. I think her largest challenge is that...
Is being a shit, and kind of violent, too.
She doesn't necessarily want to improve or change, so she does do that as a response to most situations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well. So was she the one that got arrested?
That would be Lys, the...
Damn it.
Yeah.
I actively tried. God.
She's the only one that was... that I thought I could... Of course I want to be friends with all of them, but I think Lys is the only one who was... I saw her and she saw me, and that was nice.
Yeah, no, she's... I mean, with the exception of, well, she needs to learn how pledges work, but, other than that, she seems relatively...
She's impulsive.
Yes, that would probably be a pretty decent designate there. The big girl's pretty nice, too. Phage. Phage is very reasonably pleasant.
Phage is nice. I think Phage... We all struggle, of course. Phage just doesn't like to...
Speak for your damn self. I've been making out like a bandit.
Oh, different we. The we of my...
Your flock, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You do seem to be doing well. How is this side for you?
Much better than the other. I've got a good network started. I'm learning that if you impress others with your naturally occurring superior intelligence, they tend to be willing to listen to what you say. And even better, they are willing to tell you what they know, which is quite a lot, let me tell you. Good God, you would not believe some of the shit that happens in this city. And also where the best dead things are. So,
Must be
what
nice
more
to be
does a
the
bird
smart
need?
one.
It's working out pretty good. So, you think they hate you? Is that your fault or their fault?
Of course it's my fault, but it's...
Oh, please. There's no of course about fault unless, you're literally the one who just shot the person or tried to stab them with a fucking switchblade.
No, nothing like that. I think I was remembering situations where the people around me were more used to dealing with the things that came up than this group is, and I pushed too hard and presumed that I had space to speak and that I didn't behave properly as a newcomer. And I said things that were not what people wanted to hear because I thought that was okay on this side, but I really should stick to what I'm good at.
And it's time for Drummond to roll something.
Oh, crap. This could go really badly for me.
I heard two girls at a Starbucks table talking about this sort of thing the other day. They used a phrase. I have never heard this phrase used before. Let me think. Victim blaming, they call it.
No, that is absolutely what I do.
They didn't seem to think it was a great idea.
Yeah.
I don't know how humans work, though, so maybe you're the expert.
I shouldn't blame them for what I did. I know that. I'm just not used to it because this side is... I came out a day or two before you, so at least in my time, that's not very long.
No, I mean, that's not very long, period. I mean, it's... But then again, I'm mostly dealing with crows, and you're dealing with humans, which are two very different... Crows tend to be really straightforward. I mean, they can devious with the best of them, but most of the time, they'll just shit on you and try and peck your eyes out. But no, it's like, yes, no, you shouldn't... Okay, I can see the whole don't blame people for what you did. Don't blame you for what other people did, though, kind of cuts the other direction as well.
I suppose. I just don't know how to talk to these people without them walking off the second I say something they don't like. And before that was fine, because before I could say what they liked and use that against them, or use that to get what I wanted. And maybe I should still be doing that, but it feels like that's something that I'm pretty sure that's what victim blaming is.
You're probably right. I have a very tenuous grasp of the concept because literally, like I said, I heard two girls at a Starbucks table talking about it yesterday, and I was mostly interested in the pastries and the trash can. So I might be coming at this from the completely wrong angle.
Mm-hmm.
As far as
I've only heard the phrase once. I heard it once from... But then his mouth got sewn shut, so I never got elaboration.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of sewing of mouth shut over this side.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of consider it an improvement sometimes, but not always. But in terms of people flying away because you said something or they got distracted, yeah, no, I know exactly what that's like.
Yeah.
There's a yeah. You can be having a very well-reasoned argument with an entire group of Corvids who are completely on board to all intents and appearances at first, and then somebody drops a French fry and fuck all.
Yeah. No, that is how it feels, except for replace French fry with girlfriend.
Okay, yeah, no, if you drop a girlfriend, sometimes people want to jump all over that too.
Oh, that conjured a particular visual and mental image.
Shut up! I'm talking to a crow right now. He doesn't have to know that.
Well, I wish I could be more help. But
If you happen to... I don't know how... I don't know how much trouble or danger Liz is in. I don't know if it's something that you'd be willing to or able to, through your friends and associates, learn about.
I mean, I could try. What, she got like taken off and locked in a building, though, right? Because we don't get inside buildings too much, but I can definitely get some of the girls watching. Keep an eye out. Something.
Mm-hmm. I just... If they try and